Okay, good day, everyone, and welcome to our online conference seminar entitled Effective Teaching Strategies for Students with Special Needs. Now, this seminar aims to provide us with a deeper understanding on inclusive education and to equip future educators with effective strategies in supporting learners with diverse needs. Inclusive education remains or reminds us that every learner deserves respect, support, and equal access to quality education. Now, in today's classrooms, diversity is a reality. Some learners may experience learning difficulties, physical challenges, or behavioral concerns that require additional support. This seminar will focus on inclusive education, laws, supporting learners with disabilities, common disabilities, learner characteristics, and effective teaching strategies. Now, before we begin, allow me to introduce our speakers for today. So, for our speaker number one, we have Miss Generos Montecilio. So she is a pre-service teacher specializing in inclusive and special needs education. And for our speaker number two, we have Miss Rayame Taghoy. So she has experience assisting learners with autism, ADHD, and learning disabilities. And we have our speaker number three, Miss Maria Isabel Masicampo, who has completed classroom observations in inclusive schools. And for our fourth speaker, we have Mr. Jiger Bawiga. So he has training in universal design for learning, differentiated instruction, and positive behavior support. And for our last speaker, or our fifth speaker, we have Yana Marie Divigay. So she is an advocate for learner-centered and accessible education. And without further ado, everyone, I'm gonna be giving the floor to Miss Generos Montecilio.
Okay, so good day, everyone. Special needs refers to educational programs designed to meet the needs of learners who have disabilities or learning difficulties. So these learners may require modifications in instruction, materials, or learning environment. While an inclusive education, on the other hand, means educating all learners, whether with or without disabilities, together in the same classroom. It focuses on adjusting teaching methods to meet diverse needs rather than changing the learner. So, inclusive education promotes equality, acceptance, and respect for diversity. So, to understand how inclusive education is supported, let us now hear from Ms. Rhea May Taghoy.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Generose. Yes, that's exactly right. Inclusive education is supported by laws and policies. So, one important reference is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which ensures that learners with disabilities receive free, appropriate public education and is guided by an individualized education program and the least restrictive environment principle. So, in the Philippines, Republic Act 11650 promotes education for learners with disabilities, while Republic Act 7277, the Magna Carta for persons with disabilities, protects their rights. So these laws ensure that inclusion is not just encouraged but also mandated. And now to understand whom we are teaching, Ms. Say Masicampo will now discuss the types of disabilities.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Maria Isabel Mesicampo, and for today, for my part, let's talk about learners with special needs. So these students have various disability from autism and ADHD to dyslexia. hearing and visual impairment, intellectual disability, and physical challenges. So we all know that each learner is very unique, meaning there's no one size fit all approach. So understanding this disability is very crucial. Why? Because it helps us as a future educators become more sensitive, patient, and responsive in the classroom. Now, let's identify the common characteristics of these learners. So, these characteristics will guide us in planning effective instructions and support. So, first, the learning phase varies. So some learners need more time while others excel in certain areas. So in this case, we need to avoid comparison and focus on individual progress. The second one, we have the attention can be a challenge where the learners may struggle to focus or get easily distracted or need frequent reminders. So it's very important to break lesson into shorter, manageable segments. The third one here, we have the social and emotional challenges. Yes, it exists because some learners find communication, group work, or emotional regulation difficult. So, as a future educator, you need to create a safe, accepting environment where every student feels respected and supported. Despite these challenges, these learners possess strengths. So many of them are creative, have excellent memories, or strong visual skills. So recognize them and build on these strengths to boost their confidence and motivation. Lastly, structure, routine, and guidance are also very essential because a clear instruction, visual schedules, and consistent routines may help the learners feel secure and prepared. So by understanding this characteristic, we can respond with empathy and choose strategies that truly support our learners. Now that we understand the characteristic and needs of learners with disabilities, let's delve into teaching strategies. And I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Bawiga, who will share his insight on effective teaching strategies.
All right, thank you, Miss Masicampo, for that. And today I am one of your speakers, and I will be talking about the teaching strategies. And for me, it is one of the effective approach is what we call as the UDL or the Universal Design for Learning, which we provide multiple ways for students to learn and express their understanding as well. This means that we also need to use visuals, videos, discussions, and especially more on hands-on activities. We also have another strategies which we call as the differentiated instruction, which the teachers will adjust the content, the process, and the output depending on the learner or the learner's abilities. Next is we have the positive behavior that focuses encouraging positive behaviors to praise the routines and also to set clear expectations rather than to have a punishment. So these strategies can help to create a safe and supporting learning environment for all the learners. To complete this discussion, I would like to ask Ms. Vivikai to talk about the different kinds of assistive technologies and the role of the teachers as well.
Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. Bawiga. And as what he said, I am Yana Marie Devika, and I will be talking about assistive technology and the roles of the teachers. So, assistive technology includes tools like visual schedules, like audio books, and communication charts and learning apps. So these tools help learners access instruction more easily. And ultimately, the role of the teacher is to be patient and to be flexible. And most of it, you have to be empathetic towards the learners. So inclusivity, it is a commitment to ensuring that every learner feels appreciated, accepted, and capable. So now let us proceed to the classroom scenario activity. Okay, so here is the scenario. So a grade 3 student with autism becomes overwhelmed during group activities and um, starts to withdraw with from his or her student classmates rather. So now let me ask our audiences. So the question would be, what teaching strategy can help support this student? Okay. So now let me ask Miss Artajo. Okay.
Okay, so my answer is the teacher can provide a quiet space and allow the learners to work individually first. Thank you.
Okay, that is correct. Thank you very much, Ms. Arutajo. So providing a calm environment, it helps the students to reduce their anxiety. And teachers may also use like visual schedules, and they can also give advance notice before the group activities. So the teachers, aside from that, the teachers can also gradually encourage the participation of the students by assigning them to small roles and ensuring that the learner feels safe and supported. So, yeah, so now let us all proceed to the next segment of this conference. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to our speakers and especially to Miss Yana Dibikai. And now let us start with our open forum. So our speakers will respond to questions from the audience to further clarify important points discussed during the seminar. So to anyone who would like to ask questions to our speakers, please raise your virtual hands. Okay, yes, Miss Shane Laika Abuska.
So, hello everyone. Good evening. So, my question is how can teachers ensure that students with special needs will feel included and accepted in a regular classroom?
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Shane, and also good evening. So, teachers can promote inclusion by fostering a positive classroom culture where respect and acceptance are being emphasized. So, simple practices such as using inclusive language, encouraging peer support, and acknowledging individual strengths help learners feel valued. So when students feel accepted, they are more likely to participate and engage in learning, right? So I hope I answered your question, Miss Shane. Thank you so much.
Yes, Miss. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful question, Miss Abuska, and also for that insightful response, Miss Montesilio. Now, do we have another audience who would like to ask? Okay, Miss Alexandra Faelden.
Good evening, everyone. My question is, what should teachers do if they lack enough training in handling students with special needs?
All right, thank you for that wonderful question, Miss Alexandra. Well, teachers should continue learning through professional development, workshops, and collaboration with special education teachers. So, self education and willingness to seek guidance are very important. Even small efforts to understand learners' needs can create meaningful improvements in the classroom. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful response, Miss Taghoy. So I totally agree with you on the part where you mentioned professional development, some workshops, and collaboration with special education teachers. Now let us have another audience who would like to ask a question. Okay, Miss Jeneline Guatno. Hello, Miss Jeneline. Are you are you still there?
Hello, good evening. Am I
Good
audible?
evening. Yes, very much audible. You can ask your question now. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you. My question is how can teachers handle classes where the students have different learning abilities and paces?
Okay, hello, Miss Janelyn Guatna. I assume that question is for me. So, to answer that, you need to meet diverse learning needs where teachers can implement differentiated instruction, which involves adapting tasks, providing activity choices, and valuing varied forms of expression. As a result, students learn at their optimal phase, achieving learning goals with greater confidence and comprehensions.
Okay, thank you so much for that response, Miss Masicampo, and also for that wonderful question, Miss Guat. So I totally agree with Miss Masicampo about in regards to differentiated instructions by adjusting tasks, providing flexible activities, and allowing varied outputs. Now let us have another audience who would like to ask a question. Please raise your virtual hand. Okay, yes. Miss Jenna Lucelgas.
My question is, how can teachers manage challenging behaviors without being too strict?
All right, so thank you for asking for that, Miss Janalu. So, how can we manage challenges or challenging behaviors without being too strict? As an educators, we need to use the positive behaviors that support and also focuses on reinforcing good behavior instead of punishing our students. We need to set clear rules and maintaining consistent routines as well, and provide positive feedbacks that encourage our learners to behave appropriately while maintaining a supportive learning environment.
Okay, thank you so much for that response, Mr. Bawiga, and also for that question, Miss Selgas. Okay, so now let us have another audience who would like to ask a question. Okay, Miss Angeli May Sabiliano.
So, hello everyone. My question goes like this. What is the most important quality a teacher should have when teaching learners with special needs?
Okay, so thank you for that question, Miss Abeliano. And I think this is very essential, especially when teaching learners with special needs. So, in my opinion, the most important quality is empathy, because when teachers understand and when they respect the learner's experiences, they can respond with patience, with flexibility, and with effective strategies that can support meaningful learning. So I think that would be it. Empathy.
Okay, thank you so much for that response, Miss Tipikai, also for that very relevant question, Miss Sabiliano. And thank you so much to our speakers and participants for the insightful discussion. Your questions and responses have helped deepen our understanding of inclusive education. Now, before we end our conference for today, so on behalf of the organizers, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our speakers, Ms. Montesilio, Miss Masicampo, Miss Taghoy, Miss Divikay, and Mr. Bawita. And to all the participants for sharing their valuable insights, experiences, and thoughtful questions. This seminar has reminded us that inclusive education is not merely a policy or practice, but a shared responsibility grounded in understanding, patience, and commitment. As educators and future professionals, may we continue to embrace diversity, advocate for equity, and strive to create learning environments where every learner feels valued, supported, and empowered. Let us carry forward the lessons from today and remain dedicated to promoting inclusive and accessible classrooms for all. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a meaningful day ahead.